everyone, this is Girish, and welcome to a new episode of AI Data News, or we say Tech Show. So today we will look at one of the data which came out recently, I would say a couple of months back, which is of ChatGPT hits 800 million users, right? And there the striking feature was it was led by India and the USA. Basically, India has surpassed USA. So that data is shared by AI Trends report by Bond, and it was shared in one of the social media, which is LinkedIn. And so we will look at that today and see how that spans across the top 10 countries. So let's get started. So here's the data which was published, and you can see number one is India with 13.5% of global users, followed by USA, which is 8.9%, then Indonesia, Brazil. So these are top four, and we can say Egypt also is almost close to 4%, so 3.9%. So the top five are within this, and then it drops. You see Mexico, Pakistan, Germany, France, and Vietnam. So we'll look at what I am trying to now see here is what's the reason they are using. Of course, I gave this to ChatGPT to do some analysis and come up with my queries like, what's the, for example, like why those countries are using, what for they're using, and then paid versus free, right? What's that? So we will look at, and what's the drivers like to all these countries, why these countries are using ChatGPT. So basically we will look at that. So the first one, the country by country, if we start, it's India. So India, 13.5% of global users. It's a lot. And here in India, it's a huge mobile user base, strong developer community, high demand for productivity tools, and tutoring. I think many students use ChatGPT for study help and the code. And of course, the area education, coding help, exam prep, content creation, business marketing, things like chat integrations and things like that. Now, paid versus free in India, large free user base, but growing paid uptake. Next is USA, which is 8.9%. It's basically, of course, a strong enterprise adoption, integration into workflows, whether it is Slack, whether it's Microsoft Copilot, high developer creator usage. There also it is for professional productivity, coding, customer support, automation, content generation, legal medical prototyping. For paid versus free, it's got a higher paid conversion and enterprise subscriptions. The next one is Indonesia, which is 5.7% of the global users. It's a mobile first country, rising middle class, strong social media content culture. They use it mostly for social media content, translation, study help, small business marketing. Mostly free users, paid uptake limited but growing as local billing improves. The next up is Brazil, which is 5.4% of global users. It has got active social ecosystem and creators. They use it for content creation, marketing, translation, customer support, paid versus free. Here you have, it's a mixed, basically creators, businesses more likely to pay. Next is Egypt, which is 3.9%. And here, of course, it's for education, English, Arabic bilingual needs, mobile first country. So they definitely use that. Education, translation, tutoring, exam prep is also the main reason. Mostly free users, paid limited by payment infrastructure. Then we have Mexico, Pakistan, Germany, France, and Vietnam. So these are all, I would say, have a very similar reason Most of them, the common theme which is coming out of the top five, and I can say of the bottom five, is that it's exam prep is there, coding, job interview prep, content creation. I think this is, and then free user base is definitely higher, but that's where the adoption is much more. And I would say there are few countries which are also using for research assistant. I think these are very common theme: content creation, translation, research assistance, business use case, professional productivity, education, coding help, all that. So, like Vietnam is a tech savvy population and has a strong interest in education and coding, right? So that's basically all the countries. Quickly, I wanted to now let's look at some of the drivers which are like why ChatGPT, and that's the first question. So the first analysis is that like the mobile first usage, right? So ChatGPT is used from mobile and of course the app availability. So countries with high smartphone usage and cheap mobile data see rapid adoption, which is great. Population scale plus English language reach, large population with sizable English proficient segments like India and USA amplify the usage because of the English language. Of course, India has a variety of languages also. USA also has Spanish and other languages, but I think primary it is English usage. Developer and startup ecosystem is one of the driving factors. So developer communities, startups quickly adopt LLMs for prototyping, customer support automation, and product features. The next driving factor is education and upskilling demand. Students and professionals use ChatGPT for learning, coding help, and exam prep. And then content and social media, content creators use it for ideation, copy, translation, and moderation. So it's a very great use case here. Payment infra and willingness to pay, that's a driving factor. Paid adoption depends on credit card penetration, local pricing, and perceived ROI. Recently, ChatGPT has launched a special plan for India users, so that's a great news. And so that's something, a great insights from this particular news which came out. And this is what I wanted to cover today. So hopefully this information was useful, and looking forward to a few more like this. Thanks again and have a good one. Bye.